focus. Hola guys, welcome back to A Life I Choose, the place to be to design your life so you can thrive. If you watched my last video, which I literally just finished filming, but you would have seen 3 days ago, I was speaking about a trauma that I experienced recently and about the healing process of that. So if you want to go back and watch that, I would, because it will give more perspective to what's happening this weekend, maybe. Although I really don't want to focus on the trauma aspect of it. I just want to vlog my weekend like I usually do and bring you guys along with me, because I love communicating with you and it's fun, and I know that you guys enjoy these videos too. At least you guys who have told me that you enjoy these videos. I know that you enjoy these videos. Yeah, so this weekend I'm staying with my parents and my sister, because basically like I said in the last video, I experienced a traumatic event recently, and I know that the most important aspect of healing from trauma, so that you don't get stuck in post-traumatic stress, is to bring safety to yourself. Always bring safety. And since Pete is away this weekend, I just decided I wanted to be around people. I wanted to be with people so that I do not need to be feeling alone. I don't need to be in fight or flight more than I want to. Not that anyone wants to be in fight or flight, so do you know what I mean? Just kind of I'm bringing safety to myself. I'm being nice to myself, bringing compassion. I don't need to be Superman and pretend none of this shit affects me. You know, like, yeah, I went through a difficult experience recently. It knocked me off balance, you know. I'm speaking about it very coolly here. Like, kind of, it did knock me. It was scary. It was very scary. But, you know, I'm recovering and I'm bouncing back and I'm okay. But in order to recover, I need to bring safety to myself first. I need to give myself the space, the compassion and the love that I need to recover. And that is what I'm doing. Pete is at a retreat in Gozo this weekend. It's called Man Up. I love that he's there. He had gone to the first Man Up that was created a few months ago. And now the guy who started Man Up, Will Privitera, he's doing another one. And basically what it is it's a retreat for men only, where Will guides them to get in touch with themselves, with their emotions, with what's happening within themselves and what they really want. They also process things like anger and sadness. I love that Pete goes to these things because it's so important for men to do this work. It's important for us all to do this work, because when we are not in touch with ourselves, we go off balance, and when we're off balance, we start treating the people around us badly because we're not treating ourselves well. But when we are in touch with ourselves and we're honoring what's true to us, what we really do want, how we do want to be treated, then because we're taking care of ourselves and we're placing those boundaries in our lives, we take care of the people around us much better. Therefore, we create a better world, and the more of us do this work, the better. I love that Will is doing this work. I work with several men, and I love all the men I work with. So if you're one of those men, peace, and you're awesome, and I'm looking forward to our next session. But basically, like, men have, in general, and I'm not saying this like a blank statement, but in general have a harder time understanding their emotions. They aren't trained to do that. Typically, we don't teach boys to understand what's happening within themselves, to understand the sensations of their emotions. We don't even place value on their emotions. We kind of say, come on, like, man up, you know, kind of get over it. So in a way, I love that Will's called this Man Up, because he's saying, listen, this is part of being a man. To be a man, you need to be able to understand yourself, because it's only when you understand yourself that you will be able to put the boundaries in place that you want, so that you are treated in the way that you want to be treated, and that you do not accept what you do not want. So basically, he's created the space for men to do this. So Pete's there, and for the whole weekend he has a digital detox. He cannot use his phone, which I think is great, because again, it means that there's no distraction. You can't use your phone as an addiction to get away from yourself. You take the time with yourself. So yeah, Pete's doing that, and I have the whole weekend I no contact with Pete, which I miss him, but it's okay, and it's a good thing. This is a very good, it's a good thing for me as well, because it takes away that impulsive Pete blah, blah, kind of message, kind of blah, being whatever, like, hi, I miss you, or you forgot to do this or whatever. So that's what's happening this weekend. Pete's at this retreat and I am celebrating birthdays with my family. As you know, we are a family who likes to prolong celebrations. We've already celebrated my dad's birthday. We've already celebrated my sister's birthday twice, pretty much. Tonight my sister's having yet another celebration, so we're doing that, preparing for that. And tomorrow I'll bake some brownies for my family, and I'm also working this weekend. I'm working on the next Let's Talk About Sex show, and a little bit on one of my projects. Yeah, just preparing stuff for my sister's celebration tonight. So I'm gonna be making some hummus, I'm gonna be picking up her cake, stuff like that. So yeah, so come and spend the weekend with me. Let's have a good time together. I hope you're having a lovely day, wherever you are in the world. Peace. By the way, guys, there was something that I really wanted to mention to you about trauma that I didn't in the last video. One is the importance of staying present in your daily life, because you know, a lot of us go around sort of on autopilot. We're either looking at our phones or we're just sort of thinking about other things while we're doing stuff. And when you do that, when you're not in touch with yourself, you can't feel your body. And your body is what's going to tell you what's safe and what's not safe, right? Because your body will go into fight or flight if something's not safe. But if you're not paying attention, if you're not using your senses, using your eyes, and actually paying attention, not staring, but like being present, then your body's not going to pick up on it, or it's going to pick up on it too late. So yeah, one, I really want to tell you about presence. Like, it's massively important, right? And this is one of the reasons why getting wasted isn't a good idea, because you're like dulling all your senses and you're not able to be aware when you are unsafe. So that was one thing. And the second thing I wanted to tell you was the importance of, when you're recovering from a trauma, the importance of moving your body. Fear is physical, so we experience it physically, and if it gets stuck, which is the cause of post-traumatic stress, it's that you felt fear but you didn't act. It doesn't stop you from being able to heal, but it's going to take you longer. So when you are healing, it's really important that you keep moving your body, because essentially what happens in a trauma, if you don't stop it from happening, is that you experience fight or flight, and instead of saying stop or running away or fighting or doing whatever you need to do, you freeze. So this, in Gestalt, we call this retroflexion. It's when the energy wants to come out and instead you keep it within. And you would have kept it within for several reasons: limiting beliefs, politeness, an idea that you shouldn't behave a certain way, and that interrupts your ability to act. So for example, let's say you're a teenager and a teacher of yours is behaving inappropriately with you. You might have a limiting belief that says, you know, because they're authority, you do not tell them stop. And so you wouldn't have told them stop. And this causes post-traumatic stress, because your body is in fight or flight and you do not act, you do not protect yourself. So anyway, when you're healing from a trauma, it's really important that you undo the retroflexion, so that you bring the energy out. So you can do this by writing, you can do this by singing, you can do this by running, by punching, by just moving your body. It's so important. Even if you're not healing from a trauma, you just need to be moving your body on a daily basis. If you're healing from a trauma, you might notice that your body wants to stay still because you're still in a state of fear, and the fear makes you want to stay small. It's really important that you don't allow yourselves to stay there. Stay there for a little bit, but then get up and move, okay? Like, just don't stay there at all. If you cannot stay there at all, just don't. Get up, move your body, go out, do stuff, get around, so that you can feel back to normal and you don't have to carry the weight of something that isn't yours. So yeah, that was my little ramble for right now. I just got to Talibruch to pick up my sister's cake, a birthday cake from Lulu Cafe, which makes the most beautiful cakes, which I don't eat because I'm gluten intolerant, but whatever. Or I choose not to eat gluten. I don't actually know that I'm gluten intolerant. I know that when I did the food reduction, like when I sort of brought my diet down to basics, I realized that gluten would affect me really badly. But that was at a time when the fibromyalgia was really, really bad. So I don't know. It's possible that I could eat gluten, but I choose not to, because it's too inflammatory, and it's just, I've had really bad responses to it, and it's just not worth the risk. My life is busy and I don't want to waste 2 weeks of it smashed. So let's go pick up this cake. That's beautiful. She's gonna love it. That's my favorite. We're just setting up for Lulu's birthday party. Ma, you switched off the wrong light. Hi. Been a good day. Picked up the cake, did some work, fell asleep, took a nap, which was good. And now we're setting up. And we're gonna have a nice party. And I will update you on things like much more in depth tomorrow. So I'm in the kitchen setting up the platters. Louisa ordered these amazing platters from this company called Gray's, and they're so beautiful, and I'm just here like munching away. Look how beautiful that is. And they have one that is vegan and gluten-free, so very excited about that.
I think I should just come like this.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Lulu. Happy birthday to you. Make when your button outfit of the night. Okay. Have a star. And I'm wearing my aunt's shoes. I'm wearing my Jimmy Choos. Jimmy Choos. They are Jimmy Choos. That's it. Yes, they are. What? They seriously are. Show us. Really? Yes. Oh, I thought they were just normal, regular shoes. Please, do you think I can't afford Jimmy Choos? Hola guys, it's Monday morning and I'm back with my baby.
Hi.
He's back.
Morning.
So I'm gonna start closing off the vlog, but before I do so, I just want to tell you one more thing about trauma, which I feel is really, really important. I thought that maybe Pete could tell you a bit about his weekend. The number one thing you took from it.
Yeah, I can, sure.
Yeah? You're the guest on this channel.
I'm the guest. Excuse me. Excuse me for in any way trying to manage the sequence of events there. No, I think it's just a really good thing that Will's got going. Trying to get men together, put them in a space where they all start to feel uncomfortable, and then ask us to kind of like open up and start sharing between us. I mean, what I took out of it this time is the same thing I take out of it every time. It's like, instead of like meeting people and just saying hello, hi, how are you, and never really connecting with anyone. These kind of spaces, you connect with every single person over there.
Yeah.
And this time we're 12 guys, and it's like you leave knowing 12 people in a much deeper way than any other form of interaction does. So, I mean, you get a lot of little things from a lot of different people, you know, like somebody dances in a particular way, and you kind of get energy off that, or somebody says something specific,
Yeah.
and you kind of keep it, or maybe somebody passes through a certain emotion at a particular time, and it helps you get there as well. So we just passed like a huge pothole in the road.
Or on the beach.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I got out of it. That and a hoarse voice.
And a horse voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure Will's gonna keep this up, and I really think that anybody who's interested in this stuff should really give it a go.
Don't you feel it's like a really good space for men, since men tend to have like difficulty understanding their own emotions, and they tend to not even have the space to go there? Don't you feel like it's a really good space for them
like,
to
I mean,
do
there
that?
are people who said, like, you know, it's been like 5 years since I spent some time thinking about what I want to do, or it's been
Yeah.
5 years since I've like, so yeah, I think it's extremely useful.
Because your emotions are your inner compass. Like, without listening to your emotions, you don't know what you want in life. You don't know what you don't want in life. So it's very difficult for you to put boundaries down. And if you're not creating healthy boundaries with the people around you, whether that's at work or in your relationships, then people start to treat you in ways that you don't like. And they don't do this necessarily maliciously. They just do it because they think it's okay for you. And then before you know it, you're unhappy. And then you are treating the people around you not well. So I think this is a really good thing that Will's doing. I really like it. Yeah, does it make sense what I said?
Yeah.
I got the gist of it. So let's wait for us to pass this music, and then I'll tell you what I wanted to say. So yeah, the last thing I wanted to tell you was about trauma. And it was about being in the role of victim. So basically, when a trauma happens, it's something that, as I said before, was completely unexpected. So you didn't choose for this event to happen, or you didn't choose for this relationship to happen. It just happened. And it shocked you, it shook you, it sort of, it showed you that life can happen in a way that you never anticipated. So in a way, you are a victim to that experience because you didn't choose it. The thing about being in the role of victim is that it's okay from time to time, but you don't want to get stuck there, because it's the most disempowering role you can ever take on in your life. And in fact, what happens when people take on the role of victim is that then they end up also becoming the perpetrator, because they feel so disempowered that then they start to lash out at others. So you might notice that your body and mind sort of likes to stay in the role of victim, and the reason for that is twofold. So one, when the trauma happens, you release all this adrenaline, and naturally your body feels like excited by it, gets addicted to it. So you might find that you keep sort of replaying what happened in your head to kind of get that sort of high back. And you're not doing this on purpose, it just happens. So you need to kind of bring yourself back to the present moment, always bring yourself back to the present moment. Don't get tempted by going back there for the thrill of it, because it's not going to serve you, and it's just going to make the trauma more practiced in your mind. It's going to make that neural circuitry more hardwired. The second thing is that you might notice when you're in the role of victim, so after a trauma happens to you, whatever the trauma might be, whether it's, you know, you were attacked by someone, or you found out that you have an illness, or whatever, you'll find that the people around you tune in a bit better. Whereas before everyone's busy getting stuff done, you might find that some of the people you love or some of your friends actually slow their life down a little, and they start to pay more attention to you. And this starts to meet some of your needs, right? So you'll find that, for example, the trauma itself met your need for variety, because it's a new, unexpected experience. Then you'll find that being in the role of victim starts to meet your need for significance, because you start to notice that you matter to people, whereas maybe before it was a little uncertain, or maybe you knew it but it just wasn't as clear. Then you find that it's probably meeting your need for love and connection, because the people around you are tuning in more. And then before you know it, being in the role of victim is meeting your need for certainty, because you know that if you go into the role of victim, it's going to meet your other 3 needs, or other 2 needs. Whenever behavior, emotion or thought meets 3 needs consistently, it becomes an addiction. So you'll find that you go into it more and more and more. And remember, the more you go into something, the more hardwired it becomes. And the more you go into the role of victim, the more disempowering your life is going to be. So I want to leave you with the suggestion that you do not go into the role of victim. Do not stay in it. When you notice yourself going into it, when you notice yourself becoming disempowered by the experience, you need to shake that up, okay? So when your mind is going to negative places, you need to shift your body, get out, move, be around people. The most important thing is as well as being around people. That's massively important. But move your body, because fear is physical, so you need to shift it, you need to get it out, you need to undo that retroflexion that we were speaking about before. So anyway guys, I'm gonna leave the vlog here. It's been an interesting one, it's been a fun one. Lulu's party was so much fun, and I'm happy to have my man back now, and we're gonna see you in the next one. So don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, because it really supports my channel, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and hit the little bell notification, because nowadays on YouTube, if you want to be updated when your favorite YouTubers upload a new video, you have to hit the bell. We upload new videos every Monday and Thursday, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one. I send you love, I send you peace, I send you choicefulness. More than anything, I send you empowerment. Lots of love.
Good job.
Bye.